we start?
Yeah.
Okay. Today I have the super funny, Miss Talented, Ms Sahara.
Hey!
Ms Sahara, can you tell us a little about yourself?
Okay, so my name is Ms Sahara. I am the dance director for St. Brendan High School. I am actually a teacher at the school, and I'm the head coach for the St. Brendan St. Reds. And I'm also a dance instructor at Dance Unlimited Miami.
What do you do in your high school team?
I was a part of my high school team. I went to South Miami High School. We were the Cobras, Go Cobras. And my high school team was called the Charmers. So the school mascot was a snake, so that's why we were like the little Charmers.
Oh.
We have real cute uniforms too.
Cool. Well, I did not get any of that. But okay. We're gonna...
Okay, this is too funny.
I'm going to ask you questions, and if you get it wrong, you get to say this.
Thank goodness. This is the most sourest flavor. I hope that you get every single question wrong.
Okay. Can you guess my favorite dance style?
Lyrical?
Yep.
Why is it lyrical?
Because I started it. Well, I didn't start it, but I like doing
Your
it.
first solo ever was lyrical?
No.
What was your first solo ever?
Jazz.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you remember the song name?
Cool Rider, right?
Yeah, Cool Rider from Greece.
Oh, that's so cute.
She rode in a little motorcycle.
No, you did not.
Yeah.
I want to see a video of that. You rode it in a motorcycle?
Yeah.
I
And then
know.
everybody...
Like a real motorcycle? Like a
No.
kid motorcycle? Like electric?
Yeah.
Or like a cartboard?
No. It was electric.
Okay, I want to see a video of this. I think you need like a TV here with the videos request.
Is it Radix or Rated?
Right.
Okay. Because
Okay,
my
that
dad-
was one of your questions. That was easy.
Yeah, because my dad says always Rated. That's why.
Okay, Dad, it's not right. Okay, I just want you to get. I just want to get it wrong. Oh wait, no, this is my question to you or your question to me. I don't want to get it wrong. I want you to get it wrong.
Can you name all the Pee Wee room names for the BTF competitions in 5 seconds?
Which is break the floor.
Oh.
All the Pee Wee categories, I only know one, and it's Pee Wee. That's it. Or a rookie. Pee Wee and a rookie. Are they the same
Well,
thing?
definitely she got it wrong because she's missing newbie and jumpstart and
Oh my
I
god,
even
can they
forgot
just all be
24/7.
Pee Wees?
I even forgot what 24/7 is. Sidekicks.
Okay. Wait, if you squirted my eyeball?
No.
Okay.
Wait.
Are you squirting?
Okay. You try again.
No, hold on. Okay, ready, go.
Ow! I put too much in there.
Oh, well, not bad.
Not that bad.
Just the aftertaste is terrible.
Let's play categories, and I have to sing the song, okay? So I'm gonna sing the song, and then it's I sing the song, and then pretend like the topic is like animals. So, right?
Okay, are you singing a song or are you making an animal noise?
No,
The song. Okay, and I have to
Okay.
guess the song.
no. I sing the song, and then it's animals. So yeah, I say like giraffe, and then you say other animal, and then
It's like going back and forth, naming stuff. So she's
Oh.
gonna pick a category.
Oh, okay, that we're doing the song one.
No. She's gonna sing a song because it has a little intro like she would play with her friends.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then if you hesitate, you lose, or if you say the same thing that the other person says, you lose. So if I say giraffe, but you say giraffe again, then you lose.
Okay,
Got it?
okay.
So I'm gonna sing the song, okay?
Are you gonna tell me the category at the end of the song?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
This is a game of concentration, no repeats or hesitation, and the topic is dance competitions, okay?
Okay. Who goes first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Jump.
Nouveau.
Break. Wait, what?
No, you're already lost.
Okay, no, wait, let's try it again.
This
This could be good. This could be good.
Okay.
I want to win. You could say start with jump again,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say my same one.
Okay. Do I say jump again?
Yeah.
Okay. Jump.
Nouveau.
Spotlight.
24/7.
God.
No, we have to do this again. You're better than this. God is not a competition.
No, like I tried to sing during God.
You just yelled God at me. Okay, no, we're starting this again. Take
Say
three.
this all the time.
Take three. God is not a dance competition unless you're gonna start a competition called God Does Not Win.
And you go to so many competitions.
Okay, we're gonna start again.
I just don't remember. I don't remember.
It's okay. I could do this.
Ready?
I cannot do this.
Take three. Action.
I really forgot. Okay, I just said jump. Jump.
Nubo.
24/7.
The Dance Awards.
Did she cheat?
No.
Because you like.
No, you're just wasting time because you didn't know what else. to
Okay,
say.
I'm gonna just break. Go spray.
Okay.
I wanna lose. Try.
Out. More. You didn't even care. It's not sour for you? Okay, we need extreme sour for you. This is like not even it.
Okay, next, dance style.
Dance styles?
Yeah.
Okay, go first. Jazz.
Open.
Lyrical.
Contemporary.
Afro-Cuban.
What?
Afro-Cuban. It's a style, I swear. Why did I just say Afro-Cuban?
You haven't even guys said ballet or
I know, I didn't even say.
I think it's an afro.
No, I meant Afro-Cuban. Don't ask me why. You know, I used to dance in high school. Scary. I swear it's a style, for real. Why would I say that?
with so many other ones still left.
I know. It's a
With
style.
computer.
It's a style.
Really?
Is she setting it up already?
I haven't even lost yet.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay, guys.
Let's try again.
Go.
Jazz,
Contemporary.
ballet,
Lyrical.
hip hop,
Musical theater.
jive,
Open.
samba. Why? I'm good. Are you laughing because I'm so good at this?
No, it's because it said drive and samba.
That's real.
You
I
those
know.
styles.
You just want me to lose so bad.
Okay. Now we are going to play music.
Okay.
It's called Name That Popular Competition Song. So my mom's going to play a song, and then whoever knows it presses the buzzer. But we don't have to...
Okay, just practicing.
Okay.
And if
If you
I...
lose, you get this.
Are you guys ready?
And it... Yeah, go.
I have nothing.
What?
Open up. One. Okay, we need the extreme for you. You like it.
I don't
fair.
like it. It just goes.
Okay, well, it seems like you like it.
Next.
Athlete.
Yes.
Oh, God, I would have never guessed that. I lose?
Super popular song currently.
I know. I would have never guessed. I know it.
It's one of my dances. Oh!
You're doing so close.
I like.
I know, it's like right here.
Are you guys ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Runway.
No.
Pull up the runway.
That's not the name.
Vogue. Runway.
No.
Boom, just sprayed this thing on me.
No.
It was Cover Girl.
Oh my God.
Cover
I
girl.
was so...
In the basement.
Uh-huh, okay.
Straight.
Oh, yeah. Your arm was totally wrong. Ow, far!
I missed.
Yeah, you got it to my tongue. I was so confident that was runway. So silly. I was like, bam.
Are you guys ready?
There were nights when the wind was so cold.
Oh!
I win! I just won it. It's
Well,
Celine
I
Dion.
didn't hit the buzzer, but we'll take it.
It's Celine Dion. Ha!
Ah.
You like this, doesn't count. Okay, you really need to stop liking this.
Alright, ready? Last one.
Oh my God. Great Gatsby, a little party never killed nobody.
Oh, whoa, that was good.
She
We were both like
I love money.
We were both like, we know it, we forgot it.
So this is for you.
You ask me any question.
Any question I want to know of? Okay, if you could have your solo choreographed by anyone on the planet Earth, who would it be? Anyone you want, ever.
Molly Gray.
Okay.
Ooh.
Why?
Because she's really nice and I like her.
Oh, okay, that was easy.
That was good.
That was really great.
Well, you can have a moment so you can give her your gift that you made for her.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. This is really cute, but I actually brought you a gift too. I brought you a gift and I hope you love it. For you. Surprise! You're very welcome, but open it live for all your followers.
And then look at that.
Okay, so cute.
That is so cute. What do you
I
think?
love it. Thank you.
You're so welcome, sugar.
Okay, we can't even hug with these.
Okay, well, I need to go get ready for dance. Bye.
Bye, babe. See ya. So cute.
Good. Okay. So thank you so much for joining us. Can you just tell us a little bit more about how you started dancing and how you got involved in this dance world?
So I started dancing when I was 3 years old. I went to a really small studio. I'm not sure if anybody's aware. It's called Ballet C. This was
Here
around
in Miami?
Yeah, in Miami, Florida. I went to magnet schools for dance. I went to South Miami Magnet School, South Miami Middle School for Magnet, and South Miami High School. And then right when I graduated, I think I hadn't even graduated yet. My senior year, I got offered a job at like Ballet Concierto at the time. And I was like their jazz teacher there. And then since I was like 15, 16, 17, I had started dancing. I mean, I had started teaching and choreographing at this local studio. And then from there, I just branched out. I think my next job after that was like the Living Dolls Dance Factory. They're still around, love the owners, amazing women. And they offered me an even bigger position. I was working with their company and I was choreographing. And then from there, I want to say I started like really teaching at 15. Like I was still in high school and teaching. So it's just been a passion of mine since I can remember.
And now you're a dancing teacher at St. Brendan,
Now I'm the head coach at St. Brendan and I teach at Dance in Miami.
which is blowing up now. I can
See,
vouch
you
for
see,
that.
you see.
You guys are growing really big, and that's awesome for you guys.
Thank you.
And
thank
even
you.
your St. Brendan team as well. I see you guys doing. You guys did great last year. You guys are just
Thank
growing
you.
as well.
I remember starting that program. It wasn't a small program. I just had like different goals for it, and I remember being like 23. I think I got the job at 23. I didn't even know what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I look back at like where I started to now, and I'm just so grateful. Like
No, you
it's
can
grown
see
a
it.
long way.
And
It's come a long way.
You
I've
can see
grown,
it
and it's
because
come a long way.
I've seen it as well because I've had girls and gone through it, and it's grown tremendously. So
Thank you.
I applaud you for
Thank
that.
you.
And
I was
for
so
Dancing
young.
Limited.
I remember like I would have to talk at my parent meetings, and I was 23, and it's like, what is this little girl doing, directing my daughter in high school?
I know.
You know?
I mean, I'm young as well, but I look a lot younger, so I get that. I get those stares too. Like,
do you even know what you're doing?
yeah.
And
Like, I mean, I look like I'm 15, but I'm not. So it's just a little reminder.
I would walk into the school. This is funny. I would walk into the school like, you know, I'm the dance teacher. I'm about to wear, you know, sweatpants or like, you know, yoga pants, whatever. And I was on my phone one time, walking through the hall, like going somewhere. No, a teacher came and snatched the phone out of my hand, and I was like, I'm like, excuse me, I'm a teacher here. I was just like, she was so embarrassed. So embarrassed, and I was like, oh my god, this is my life. Like now I get why the mom wants to be the chaperone for the competition. But I've come a long way. So to all those moms that supported me when I was really young, thank you. Shout out to you.
But that's awesome. I mean, just with that alone, you can tell you've been in the dance world for a very long time. And here in Miami, the dance world is huge and continuously growing.
It's like dance life or no life here in Miami.
100%. Either you're a dancer or you're staying at home. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
every little girl is dancing here. And I think it's huge, and it just shows our community, especially in Miami. We're up there with the LA, the New York. I think we're, up
We're
there.
coming up. If we're not there yet, we're coming
If we're
soon.
not there yet, we're definitely.
I think we might be there.
I think so too, but
We're just biased. We're Miami girls.
But like, I think Miami talent is South Florida talent is out of this world. Going with our crazy talent, I think a big topic that I hear all the time on Instagram and all these different talks about competitions and how they do it, tricks in a routine, right?
Okay.
I think that's a very sensitive topic as well because everybody has their own opinion to it. The tricks versus no tricks in a routine. What is your personal opinion on it?
Okay, so I happen to love acro.
Mm-hmm.
I love acro with all my heart. Love teaching acro. I love tricks. Love creating tricks with different dancers. I would like to say that I'm big on tricks and just like creating,
Transitions from it and everything.
I just like to explore with tricks. So I'm a big trickster in that sense. I just think stay true to your style. Know the dancer that you're working with and stay true to you. If the dancer excels in skills and tricks, do it to benefit them in their favor.
I love tricks as well, and I'm a big person that if it's done correctly and it looks beautiful,
it could be great.
It could be great, and I feel like sometimes people, but the technique, you need more, but not just technique and like body control. You need to do.
And it comes with the
tricks.
choreographer too. Like if you're a choreographer, you're a tricky choreographer. Do what makes you happy. It's your style. Like stay true to your style.
Exactly.
Is what I feel.
And
if you
for
could,
the dancer as well, if you know you're good at this, why not?
if you could find a
Showcase.
happy medium,
Mm-hmm.
or know your audience, know your dancer, and stay true to yourself. That's what I would say with that.
I agree. I just sometimes I see all these posts on Instagram that's like, but they're all tricks, and it's like, no.
I think tricks right now on Instagram are very trendy.
Yes.
I think post that trick, get those views, get those likes, and make all the other studios try it. Like it's fun.
You learn so much, and when you post, like I know I do it with Belle, and you guys dancing like
I do that all the time. I always post my acro class. We're exploring or trying or creating this. Like if it's trending right now, let's do it.
Yeah.
You try it at your studio. I'll try what you're doing.
Exactly.
That's how we grow. It's like a very small community.
And I think that's you speaking about this is so nice to hear, just from another person. Just like that type of vibe and energy is what you want. So when I do see some like negative things sometimes about too much tricks in a routine, I mean, again, everybody's to its person.
Yeah,
and
like,
if you don't
there's
like
no need
tricks,
to comment on it.
if you don't like tricks, that's perfectly fine. But with the extra comments like, but she only does tricks.
Okay,
So
try it. I'm just kidding. Ready to fight. I'm just kidding.
that's our Miami-ness coming
Yeah,
out.
that's like my spicy Miami girl. No, and I also love to see those videos of like movement and the improv and the style and the quality. I love the movement quality. I love it all. So it's just to your preference. If you don't like it, just don't comment on it. And if you like it, compliment it.
Yes.
Positive.
Exactly. Just keeping that positive energy.
Just
I think
keep
it's
it
through everywhere is what's needed.
Like you don't need to say too much. Like you don't need to. If you don't like it, you don't need to comment on it.
Exactly. I mean,
It
these
does
are just
nothing.
things that you would, we
It's common
know.
sense a little bit, but I guess we have to say it on YouTube because they don't get it.
We have to mention it a little bit just to everybody could see like what other people are viewing as well, so we could throw our comments out there as well.
It's like if you had the old school saying, growing up, you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. It's very simple. Like, let's stick to that.
I mean, and then going about that, I know going from when we started dancing, right?
Okay.
Like,
not okay.
Can you imagine, like, how much has it changed?
What the kids are doing right now, they could be in the Olympics.
It's crazy to me.
Dance needs a section in the Olympics.
I mean, we can go a whole other topic about that because I think the Olympics it's a little bit. I honestly think dance in the Olympics will be a little bit difficult just because there's so many style preferences, right?
No,
like,
yeah.
if I'm
But
a
we
judge,
need something up there of high.
the only thing I can think of is like my personal opinion is in the Olympics how dance would work is everybody does the same exact routine.
Oh, okay.
You know, that's the only
That's
thing I can
creative.
think.
Like you thought about this?
Yeah,
You had no idea I was gonna say that.
No, like I've talked about this before. I've always said if the dances in the Olympics, I think the fairest way would be if everybody does the same routine. Because honestly, as a judge, I like contemporary. I would judge a contemporary a little bit higher than over the jazz or anything like that, but not saying that the jazz is great. So I think that's where it gets a little difficult in the
Okay,
big
this
house
is
to
cool.
score it.
But I just think that the dance world has evolved so much. Like back then, back walk over, front walk over. If
Back then, if you had more than 3 tricks in your routine, like
Oh
you
my
were
God. You were a
done.
star, and if you had a needle, you were the it girl.
No, and if you remember back then, if you had an aerial, that was like
You were an Olympic champion.
Oh my God. And nowadays, these little 3, 4-year-olds are aerial, and I just look at them like, what is this?
Like nothing. No, the dance world has evolved tremendously. Like,
I mean,
we are in a whole. We're
I'm glad I don't
monsters.
dance now because I hated being upside down. I was like one of those. My hands need to be on the floor at all times. Like I was not a trick.
If
I
I
was
dance
not that.
now, I would probably be like a hip hopper, like just grooving. Just
If I honestly, I can't imagine like being like a true dancer right now. Like yes, I choreograph, but when I choreograph, I can adapt to a bunch of things. So
yeah,
I don't
I
have
think
to.
us as choreographers, we had to evolve and adapt with the times.
Yeah, I
because
mean, we have to follow along with kind of what's in right now,
Yeah.
right? So we have to change, keeping true to ourselves, but we have to change
we
what
had
is
to
done.
evolve with the time, because if not, we would have stayed with our
No.
costumes. the
Oh
long
my god,
flowing-
the long costumes, the stirrup
The
ties.
stirrup ties. I was a stirrup tie queen.
I
had them
know.
in black for all the classes, over the leotard on the top.
So
So good.
all of that was super, and then I see it now, and it's like, I watch the mini division just because my daughter's in the mini division, and I just look at it and I'm just like, these are 8 to 10-year-olds.
They're monsters.
Monsters.
They're not real. They're aliens.
But it's not just 1 or 2. It's like, like they're all so crazy talented. Like that's just
It kind of
shows
makes you feel good, like, okay, I'm not the only one like investing so much time and effort too. You know
No,
what
you
I
can
mean?
see that
There's-
everybody's
it's
putting
a
their
thing.
effort and time. Go for those teachers out there. We're all really producing this crazy talent, like kids. It's mind blowing. And the parents, I applaud you for committing to this, because I do think dance is if you're not committed to
You
it.
have to be committed, and you have to go above and beyond.
Exactly. You can't just go to your.
If you want to be successful, you can't just.
Exactly. That's a good point. If you want to be successful in the dance world, you do have to go above and beyond, right? You need the extra work. You're not just gonna come and do your regular classes and think you're gonna
You
be
need to do your privates. You need to keep up. You need
privates
to
in every style. Like it's not just your
To be
solo private.
well-rounded.
You need to be well-rounded, and nowadays even everything is. They ask for so many things. It's not just one thing. You never know what they're gonna ask you. So it's just crazy. These kids are mind blowing. I wanted to bring you in here because I do think the fact that you are the head coach at St. Brendan, I know I get asked all the time from my students, what do high school teams look for? Because I do think the high school team, the dance team, is a little bit different from dance studios.
Oh, it's really different.
So if you could shed a light and just what is the difference and what kind of things do you guys look for that you might have not expect to look for in Dance Unlimited, for example?
Okay, so I can talk on behalf of St. Brendan just because St. Brendan is not a magnet school. So, for example, I want to say how it works because I've auditioned for magnet programs. I was a part of a magnet program. You have to audition for the magnet first. You have to make it into the magnet if you're a magnet school, and then once you're selected for the magnet, then you get to audition. However, for the dance team, if you don't make the dance team, you are still allowed to dance at that school because you made it into the magnet.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Versus at St. Brendan, we are not a magnet school. It's an Archdiocese of Miami. It's a private Catholic high school. If you don't make the dance team, you can't dance at St. Brendan.
Okay.
So to audition for the St. Brendan program, you have to go in already skilled in what we're looking for.
Exactly.
In the technique, the jumps, the picking up choreography. You have to come and already be trained. You have to be a trained dancer to enter the program.
Okay.
You know, we do have a JV team. The JV competes at the same amount of competitions as varsity. So although there is a spot for maybe like the JV teams, it's like equal talent. You know what I mean? They both have to come in skilled whether you make JV or varsity.
Do you have any, for example, requirements that you look for as a head coach? Like, what are some things that you think that would stand out for a student auditioning? I know a bunch of moms that are start prepping for these auditions. What are some things that you know that would make them stand out?
Okay, so I want to say your overall like appearance and first impression and confidence. I'm a big believer that like your confidence radiates. How quick you pick up choreography. You know, I need to pick you for this team and make sure that you could, you know, learn a routine, and be great at it and execute it properly in 3 days. And I need to make sure that you could do all these dance styles in 3 days.
Okay.
So it's how fast they pick up choreography. We do have like a few requirements that I actually have on my Instagram, like a minimum pirouettes for the JV team is three. I'm sorry, not four. It's 3 pirouettes. Like you have to have 3 pirouettes to even be eligible for JV. You have to have your dancing tricks, which is like your head spring, your hand spring.
Yeah, I heard those are like common.
Yeah, those are like the common.
Mhm.
But I just think that if you train and you practice, you know, the turns, dance team is big on the on turns.
So, for example, for St. Brendan, just because I know a lot of listeners are going to be in Miami and I know a lot of students are going to be auditioning for your team, where can they find this little guide of what they need?
Okay, so on my Instagram, I have a dance account, so at _Ms Sahara _ I have a little highlight and it says say breaths.
Okay.
And under there it has all like a bunch of the requirements, and then as it gets closer to auditions, I host prep classes with my coaches.
Okay.
So we do prep classes, and at those prep classes you can actually get like a sneak peek as to exactly what's
going to happen. I'm glad you're mentioning this just because I know a lot of parents that are lost in this. They don't know what's it. So it's good for them so they can hear like exactly like you're giving them exactly what you want so they can start working on those things. Like you mentioned that St. Brendan doesn't have, it's just a dance team, so everybody has to come already trained.
Yeah.
And basically when you come already trained, you come from a studio, right? How does it work to teach many kids that are from multiple studios that compete against each other every other weekend? So
I think that is what is like so beautiful about dance team. So,
okay.
On my dance team alone, I have so many dance studios.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they start off like, oh, that's the girl that goes against my studio.
Yeah.
You know, freshman year. And then like by senior year, that whole entire studio is watching the other studio because her best friend that's on dance team, and it's like becomes an even tighter family than what you expected. So and I support every studio. I encourage studio. I teach at a studio. I love studio. I think that for me, what's like so beautiful is that it actually happened to me this year. You teach them when they're so young, and then they become part of your dance team.
Yeah, and I do think that. I think the parents that think that if they join a dance team, they can leave their studio. I don't think that
it's preference, but I'm a strong believer in
you can do
both. It's possible.
I don't want them to think that it's not possible.
Is it exhausting? Yes. If they love dance, they could do it.
Because I know a bunch of students that do both, and it's possible. So for the parents to think, oh, it's not, it's too much. I know as a director, you work, because especially that you work with a studio, you know the requirements that a studio has. You work with the whatever studio, you understand each other's because you guys are both doing the same thing.
If everybody's willing to work together, then it's possible.
Good. I do think that some parents think that they don't have to do both, and
I personally encourage it. I would never want somebody just because they joined my dance team to leave where they were homegrown. The reason they made my dance team.
Exactly.
Like you only made that dance team because you were homegrown somewhere. You know.
And the extra training is just because everybody else in your team is going to be extra trained, doing that extra work after school. So I think they need to know that.
Am I gonna lie and say it's not exhausting? Yeah, it's hard when you've been dancing after school and then you have to go till 9:30. But it's, you know, you don't do it forever.
No, and if you love it and you have passion for it, it comes naturally. And I do think that the people that do both find that love for it, so they just keep going. What do you think is the difference between the competitions that schools go to versus studios, like our regular competitions? That I only know this world, but I know the different. Like there's differences in that school competition world.
So, in my opinion, I think school competitions are very different. I think everything is scored like from your. I mean, it's like that too for studios.
But there's some differences.
Yeah,
I've noticed
your
differences.
formations. You know, they give you the panels and the dimensions of the floor that you're gonna compete on, and your formation should be based on that, should go around that. Like, we don't do that at studio.
No.
Just make sure you're in a perfect formation, but not the exact measurement of the stage. I mean, even though I'm sure if you wanted it, you can get it.
You can get it. I'm sure it's on the
Yeah, it's
20
somewhere,
page rule.
but like this is like per panel, how long it is, the feet, the inches.
Just showing how important they want that formation. to
Your
be.
difficulty, I feel like difficulty matters in routines for high school dance team. It really does.
As a person that I have no idea what those competitions, the JV versus varsity that you've mentioned, they are separated like that at the school
Yeah,
competitions?
so how it works is that JV, it doesn't matter if you have 10 girls on your team or 30. JV is JV. All the JV teams go against each other. There's no small, medium, and large.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Just for JV.
Oh, just for JV. Okay.
And then if varsity has the small division, the large, the medium, large, and extra large division.
Okay.
And then you go wherever you see fit for your dance team, but JV doesn't get that. So if you have 10 girls on your team, 10 girls are gonna go against
the
those
30.
It doesn't matter.
wow.
JV is JV.
Oh, that's really difficult.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
For JV, it's difficult.
At the end of
But
the
there's
day-
not as many teams as there are for varsity. So
Because-
they do that because it's not as big, I feel.
So as a school, you're not necessarily needed to have a JV team. You can go in with just a varsity team,
Yeah.
right? That's fine.
Yeah, you could register just your varsity team and not a JV team. And you
Okay.
could also register just a JV team. You don't have to have a varsity
You don't
team.
have to have a varsity team. So for your school has both though.
Yeah.
And you separate them by talent, or you separate them by like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior?
So I just require you to do 1 year on JV. So if you are a freshman, the only, I want to say, rules that I have is that I make freshmen do a year on JV, and then after that you audition. Every year they have to audition to be a part of the dance.
Okay. So that's, I mean, I wanted to, this is just again me learning. I wanted to know as well because I'm gonna eventually have a kid that's up there, so I want to learn new things.
And
I've
dance
never
team
had
is,
that.
it's difficult too because, for example, every year I do auditions, but for example, I never know what I'm going to be. Is my varsity going to be a small? Is it going to be a medium?
Mm-hmm.
So depending on the audition and depending how well the dancers do or how many dancers I get,
Yeah.
like numbers matter because then who's moving up, who's staying, it gets very challenging.
And it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's
No,
a lot.
listen,
And it's
it's
like,
just
you know, oh my god, they're so great. Are they moving up? Oh, but we're going to be a small. Are they going to dance? Are they going to be an alternate? It's like a whole other world.
Yeah.
Because there's alternates for dance. You kind of like understudies.
But I mean, I think that world is a little bit more. I don't even know how to say it. Like more commercial. I don't know if commercialized is the word to say, but a little bit more. I think has a little bit more structure, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
I
know-
definitely agree that the dance team world has a little bit more structure. Within maybe like scoring.
Yes, like the requirement, the view of the routine. I think there's more.
They
structure.
give you a score sheet and they tell you what they're looking for. Still an opinion at the end of the day. But I will say a little bit more structured.
Okay, I always had that feeling, but
Then like a studio routine that might be beautiful and artistic and win because it's beautiful and artistic.
exactly.
But
That's
here,
what I meant.
like your difficulties is that they have like judges that look at each line and roll. That
Exactly.
It's crazy.
I get that. As a person that works at a dance studio, and when you get close to a competition for a school team, like I'm asking for you have both point of views.
Yeah.
Because I know I get frustrated. You know, when I'm sitting at the studio and then I have my students come up to me and they're like, Miss, I'm sorry, but I have dancing rehearsal Monday, Tuesday,
I'm not
Wednesday
gonna be here.
for routines. I'm not gonna be here because we have a show tonight and a show on Tuesday and a show on Wednesday. And I'm just looking at them like,
Yeah. If you're a dance studio owner, you hate dancing.
it's because of the
It's true.
rehearsals. So how do
It's
you
true.
feel working at a dance studio and knowing that your kid and you just have to be like, I just did that to my kid, so I
Yeah.
have to. Have you ever had any problems where dance studio is like, no, like my kid can't go to the rehearsals because they need to come to my has there ever
Yeah.
been that time? Oh my god.
Of course. They're like, you had her that entire weekend. Try it again. Not
No.
happening. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think it's hard. I think if you're a studio owner, that's like, you know, your business, your heart, your soul, your home. It's hard. It's hard to see somebody that you taught your whole life that dedicated everything to you now all of a sudden say, hey, I have to split myself in two. You know what I mean?
No, I'm gonna tell you because I have an experience where I had a student. She comes and tells me we're in the studio. I'm like, all right, guys, competitions in 3 weeks. First competition, super excited. Let's go. She comes up to me. She goes, 3 weeks, really? oh, I think I have my UDA in 3 weeks.
Okay, she should have told you way before.
I go, what? And she goes, yeah, look it up. I go on my phone, pull it up. Same weekend as our first regional full studio competition.
Okay.
I go, decide. I looked at her, I was so mad. I was like, decide. I'm done. Like, I was so furious just because the only reason I found out was because I mentioned.
Okay. So I will say, I teach at Dance Unlimited. I give Dance Unlimited all the competitions I'm going to literally in the summer.
And I mean, like, I know because I gave out my competition schedule in September, October. And I'm like, I know your
So
school
going
has
into
known
the new
this.
season, you have the competitions that I'm attending. We sit down and we make sure that they don't conflict.
Mhm.
And we kind of set it up so like the weekend before, I'm kind of going to be out too. Or,
Yeah.
you know, we might have to split the girls. Or you have them on Saturday and I'm doing all day Sunday.
Okay.
If it's the weekend before, because in the following weekend we can compete. I think it's important that the dancers communicate with their studios and give those dates ahead of time. I make sure that my dancers, we have a sheet of paper, I have a parent meeting, and I give it to them and say, if you need an extra for your dance studio, let me know. I teach at a dance studio, I understand. They already have to split. And I think it's worse for dance studio owners when it's like 5 girls that go to this dance team and 5 girls that go to that dance team.
Exactly. I
So it's
split
like-
myself in so many ways to
If-
go to here.
If all of them are missing, they're here. And then when all of them are missing, they're here. And then when they're all missing, nobody's at your studio. So like if you're a dance studio owner, shout out to you because it's never gonna go. It's always gonna be like
And
this.
then I think with now dancing being such a, not popular because it's always been there, but more of a, like almost like my big example for it is like almost like a sorority, right? Like
Yeah, it's a
they're
big
like
deal.
they're like sisters in this, and they in their high school when you're in that type of dance team, I feel like you're growing up in those. That's your clique.
Yeah, and it's for your school. You dance with in front of all your friends. You
It's
get to
my
wear your
senior
outfit.
year, it's my seniors, like it's
Yeah.
my junior team. Like it's
Yeah.
they get emotional, and I understand that. But I know as a person that
No,
it's
it's
just,
hard.
I work at a
It's-
studio that does so many routines, and I'm just like, when they tell me I'm missing 2 weeks because of a Christmas show, or 2 weeks because it's spring show, or 2 weeks because I'm just looking at them like,
My advice,
Oh my
if you're a
God.
dancer watching this, give your studio everything in advance. I'm a dance coach. I'm a head coach, and I make sure that in the beginning, that summer or the first week of August, I give everybody all the information they need to know, all the information I have to start. Even if it's a tentative competition and I think I'm going to it, scratch that weekend out. Because it could only be like, hey, I'm here.
And that's also a tip for dance moms. Don't let just your kids do it. I understand you want to give your
Correct.
kid responsibility, and 100%, I am totally with that. But as a security, as a person that pays for everything, you want to make sure that both sides are happy. Because I think you want to keep both of them happy and have your daughter have a smooth ride.
And essentially, there's not a lot of dance school, like high school dance competitions.
No, I think it's what, twice, maybe 3 times? If
In
that.
reality, if you wanted to go, there's like 4 or 5 maybe. Like there's not a lot, and either
Mhm.
we're all doing the same ones, or some of us are doing other nationals in the other. But it's not like there's not like 10.
Yeah, like
It's,
we're
gonna
you could
probably
go
be
every
out
weekend
4
like us.
weekends. Some of them get annoying because some of them are back to back, so it feels like they're gone for 2 weeks. But I think if everybody's just organized, it's always gonna be annoying for a studio owner. But if we try to work together,
Which I understand because I did dance team. I understand that, but I feel like I was very communicative and I was very aware of like what was happening. I was like, no, look, I'm gonna be gone these weeks. You
Yeah.
knew. I think the biggest surprise is when parents. I think you should be on top of your kids when the kid comes to me. By like tomorrow, I'm gone for the whole day.
you can't tell me the day before. That's not how it works.
No, and I think that's where also parents need to realize where maybe us teachers get frustrated, where we could if you come here, look, these are the dates I'm going to be missing. You give me this and I know ahead of time,
And
I
just
can't be
because
mad at
you give it to me, give me a reminder. You
Yeah,
think I'm gonna remember
that
just
too.
your dates. I'm horrible with my memory.
That too.
So like they hit me with
but at
the-
least they tried,
Yeah,
They're
they
like
tried.
trying to be organized.
so like they're always gonna have we're gonna have them in their heart because they
Yeah,
tried.
exactly.
If I forgot, I forgot.
That's
you know?
my fault, but at least you gave me
Like give me the paper and remind me like 2 weeks and then the week of and then the day before.
not just
keep
like
it-
for the first time ever hearing it. By the way, tomorrow I'm coming. I'm not coming.
It's really easy to just remind. Send another email. Send another text.
Text,
Tell me, hey, I'm gone. You know.
anything. It's just I think that's a big thing that parents need to know and us dancers need to know that just speaking if you want to do dance teams because
Yeah.
I know you
communicate
do.
with your dance coach and communicate
That's
with
all
your studio
that's
owners.
necessary, and I feel like you'll have a successful time. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about, because I know you go to a bunch of them, and I tend to go to a bunch of them now, is conventions.
Okay.
So I do want to talk about conventions, and one big topic I like to talk about that I can't really talk about with other moms, I want to talk about with another teacher, is the what you see as the competitiveness within the classes, right?
Okay. Can we talk about how if you're dancing in their spot, a parent will come and fight you for that spot?
Yeah. I mean, that's that dance mom life, and I mean,
And
again,
the dads
everybody's
like stand there all scary in the spot, like trying to scare this little girl, like scared for her life. That was her spot. This big guys just standing in the spot, like what?
I think the competition I think is always great, but I think
Parents
there
need
needs
to get out of the room.
I
Sorry, I know they're young. They'll find a way.
we need to get out of the room.
They need to get out of the room. It's a big scary dad standing in their spot. The girl can't even drink water from her water bottle because that's it. Her spot's jacked up.
I mean, it's crazy. I've seen like the girls
Oh yeah.
pushing. I see the moms.
It's like about to be a WWE.
no,
Forget
and then
dance.
the worst part is when I see the moms like, hey,
And the moms are fighting. And then they're fighting so and so and they get loud. I love it.
you
I
love it
I'm
because
gonna
you're not
record it,
into
put it on my Takeover Tuesday. I'm like, I hope they fight. I tell everybody else, like, come on.
No, I mean, it's a little bit difficult just because I am.
I know,
dance
you're
mom.
a dance mom.
So I'm a
And
dance
then
mom.
I
am
also
both
understand,
worlds.
like, if there's a big man there, a mom trying to, like, no kiss shank. Like, if that was my kid,
That's the thing. Like I'm
hold my purse.
I'm a
'cause going-
protective parent, right?
As you should be. This dance
Like
mom.
I'm a super protective parent, and as a dance mom, but also as a dance teacher, I see both worlds, because I want to be there. Like I want to be in the room. Everybody's in that room for what? Because they need content, right? They want to take those videos, and I'm one of those people too. I can't hide. Like
Yeah.
I want the videos. I
You
want
do.
the progress. So the competitive in class, you see them like fighting for the spots. You see them going with every group.
Every group.
Every group. You're that group. Like I'm group 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah. Like, you're looking at me.
Like
You're
you're
in the
kind
same
like I'm not even gonna move from this spot.
I
You
see.
called another group and I'm still here.
I've seen girls dye their hair. Parents dye their kids' hair
Dye their
to
hair.
get called out to be that standout kid with the whatever color hair.
I haven't seen that. That's a
Oh,
little,
I've seen it. It's
No?
creative. Oh yeah.
Oh
I mean,
my
the
God.
outfits are cool. I love the outfits. I think that's one of my favorite parts, just seeing the super cute outfits.
I mean, yeah, these kids, these outfits, these brands are coming out with super cute outfits. You love your
Yeah.
cute outfits, right, Belle?
I love
Yeah.
the cute outfits. Like, I just want a kid to start styling them. Like, girl, Belle, I could style you too.
Mine is the best.
Oh my God, she loves 5.
Okay, girl,
She
love
loves
them all.
5. Another thing I want to talk to you about it is, what do you think in a class? What do you tell your kids for them to stand out or maybe get noticed by those choreographers / teachers in conventions? What are some tips that you've told your kids?
Okay, so I definitely tell my kids to go where you are seen. Don't go to the back corner. I'm huge on, like, if I see you in the back corner.
But I'm also huge in, like, if you're in the very front and you're like this.
No.
In the very front.
That was what I was about to say.
It's not
Make
the best
sure
place.
that you're not alone in the back corner, and make sure that you have room to dance. Don't be this, like, on top of them. They're always saying it. They're like, we see the middle. Like, go where you can dance. Go where you can execute, perform, and be confident. Don't look timid. Don't look scared. And they have to pay attention. One, go get water, catch my breath.
No.
They don't know that it counts. I
No.
think they have to be alert and attentive. And I think one of the things I'm always telling is be alert. Pay attention to detail. They say the small details 100 times, and us as choreographers, we say that 100 times, and they still don't get it.
I think the biggest thing what I try to tell is, if a choreographer teacher is telling you, I want this arm straight. Like,
He didn't ask you for a back handspring. He asked you for an
arm straight. Like he could teach a routine, but when he specifically says, I need this to be straight, or for example, then clearly that is what he's going to be looking for. He's going to be looking for that kid that listened to him and did that arm straight. And I think
wanna
those are
say
little
details.
things, the details where they specifically say something. That's clearly what I know. When I specifically say I want this way, when I see a group do it, I'm gonna look at the people that did exactly what I
That paid attention.
to that detail that I mentioned.
And they say it, and they say what they're looking for, and they say what they like, and they say the details, and it's just like, be attentive, be alert, be focused, you know,
Grasp it.
it's a weekend.
Yeah.
If you love it, you're there for a reason. Try to obtain as much information as possible.
I do think another tip that I like to tell like my daughter and my students is practice on the side.
Yes,
You know,
you have to.
You have.
I'm with them. Like, do you hear that?
Did you just notice? Oh, I think practicing on the side, people like. I understand you want to watch and you learn from watching. I get that. But if you don't practice, you learn this combination in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Your body does not know it yet.
No.
So I think if you
And if you're just there standing, it's not in your body.
You're
Do it
not-
100 times.
exactly do it 100 times, because if you're not, your body when you get called out for your group, se fue.
Yeah.
You know, you lost it. So
I forgot what I'm about to say. Imagine a whole routine that you have to remember. Do it 1,000 times. That's a good advice.
I think that's a big tip that sometimes people like. Yes, you want to watch and stuff like that, but that's
Yeah, you
something
could be paying attention to detail and still forget the whole routine. like it happens.
you blink out when they play the song and you're
And then
right in
they're
front of
staring
them.
at you. You're like, I got this. I practiced 1,000 times, and you still mess up.
I
Like,
know.
just practice more. Just practice again. Give me another try. I'm sorry.
What do you think are some benefits of attending conventions?
Okay, so I think that attending convention just helps you grow as an individual. I think it opens the door for styles that maybe your studio doesn't offer.
That's great.
So I think attending convention has so many endless possibilities to learn from people that maybe your studio can't bring in, or
You'll never be able to learn from again.
exactly, or your mom just paid for that weekend. Yeah, you're in a room with 1,000 kids, but you could take something from every convention, from every teacher. It's a bunch of different styles, something that you're not used to, something that your studio doesn't do. And if your studio does do it, it's somebody else, somebody that you're not used to. So I think that every dancer could really grow and evolve, just because it's not something that they get at their disposal, at their disposal every day.
And I think another thing that I've seen has grown, when you go to a convention, has grown, is not even learning from the teachers, but learning from the other kids.
Yeah, you watch, you get inspired.
You get inspired, and I think when you see this girl, right? For example, I know Belle has learned when we started out conventions, we would go. She would always did great, right? But she wasn't getting the oomph behind it, understanding how it's working. And when she sees these kids getting it and just performing their life out there every single time, and seeing that just motivated her as a young kid to I know I could do that. So next time around, I'm gonna come in and
I feel
do what I
like
have
convention helps you be brave. As a tiny little girl going in that first time convention is
and
very
you're in a room
intimidating.
full of 200, 300
That's
kids.
very intimidating for a little girl that just loves dance and just wants to why am I here? I could be in the pool.
Exactly, but I think when you love it and you see other girls loving it and doing it the way that they do, just pushes you wow, I could do that. I want to do that.
It's very motivating. I think it helps you learn from a bunch of different artists, choreographers that are just doing what they love too. And I think it could really help you evolve as a dancer.
And I think it
helps you pick up choreography.
Exactly. I think just mentally, it makes you quicker. It drives. You learn so much. I feel like people sometimes, it's expensive. It's a whole weekend.
You also learn other teachers' teaching styles.
Yes.
So in their studio, they're used to kids that cater to them. Versus here, in the real world, the aftermath of all this, if you get that job or you get that gig, other people's teaching styles.
Exactly, because like you said, when you're in your studio, the teacher is teaching something to you that is for you.
Or you're also comfortable with that teacher.
Exactly. So when you're in a convention, when they're doing this combo, you might not be great at this, but yet you have to do this. And when you enter the audition world, it's the same thing. And that comes to me when it comes to auditions in conventions.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think conventions is the best.
And then the audition process in the conventions is always, I think, it's a good way for them to experience it at a young age in a controlled environment, how it's supposed to be if they decide to be professionals in this world, how it
moving
works.
forward, they're always going to have to audition for everything they get.
Exactly.
So I think that those auditions help you and kind of mold you or shape you and, try to guide you for the real world.
Exactly. I think that's such a good point that sometimes parents don't realize
what it is your child learns in the convento, just because maybe they're not in the room. Those parents that are not in the room, they don't realize or they don't see what is really happening. They're just sitting outside for 8 hours, and that's all they're thinking about, right?
Can we talk about if they don't get the papelito, how they have a heart attack? The little papelito.
The papelito. Okay, so
I call it the
wait,
papelito.
we're here in Miami. Okay, the papelito is a little piece of paper that tells you if you're a finalist, right?
Yeah. So the papelito is if you are.
What do we say? The
eligible.
papelito power.
Papelito power. Yeah. So if the kid does not get the little paper, it's like end all be all. Kids crying, mom wants to leave, dad's like, why did I pay for this?
I think that's crazy because I think that's a good point, because I've seen girls not get the papelito, be sad, and not show up the next day. That's why you didn't get the papelito.
And the parents are okay with that.
I don't know how, because I just spent $300, $400 on this. I'm gonna be here the whole entire time. That's just my point of view.
Or sometimes they get the papelito and then they don't get the winner. And it's like, they're still mad. Like, what?
No. I mean, as a person that's gotten, like, my child, if she gets runner-up, man.
You got the paper. And if you don't get the paper,
they notice
amazing.
you.
Like,
but I think a big thing is that when I see those parents that, I guess, yes, the child, if they're sad, I understand that because they wanted something.
I was going to say, also, from a parent perspective, like, you paid a lot of money, you want your kids to be happy, so when you see your kids sad, you're sad. I get the power of the paper, I really do.
I totally get that.
But I don't think it's an end-all, be-all. I think you need to change it up.
I think you need to change, exactly. You need to explain to them, like, look, you didn't get it this time, but look, you're going to come here, you're going to keep show them why you should have gotten it.
Exactly. Or we're going to go to the next one, and we're going to get it there. I think the determination factor and how you approach.
Yeah, I think the big tip is don't give up. Like, with the whole didn't get it, don't show up next class, don't show up the next day is a big no. You're never gonna get the papelito that way.
Yeah.
Because you learn in those classes, you get better in those classes. So when you just stop going to those classes,
I think it's more impressive if you don't get the paper and you still show up.
I think that's so. I admire those kids
that
do
shows
that.
like resilience. You know what I mean?
And with the people that don't, I think it's just you're just only hurting what could be happening.
So what if you never win? Then it's
so
we're not dancing anymore.
Again, I think that just shows how competitive this dance world is, and how sometimes I think the parents, they don't think about the big picture. They just think about at that moment what happened.
They're just thinking about their sad kid.
Yeah, and I get it.
Me too.
I have a different point of view as a parent, just because I am a teacher, so I understand what was the purpose of this. So if my daughter didn't get the papelito, the paper, it's okay, because I understand maybe this just wasn't your time. They didn't look at you. They so happen could have just not looked at you.
Yeah, there could be 1,000 factors
that we don't know because we're not that person looking at them, right? So I think sometimes they forget about those little details
They forget that they're still a kid, they're still gonna have fun, they're still, this memory, they're never gonna get back.
I was just talking about this with Julian Bodybreaker, that being a kid, I think sometimes parents forget about being the kid,
Yeah. That's
like
huge.
They're still kids. You want them to experience
like,
their
hey,
life.
you didn't get the paper, but guess what? Today we're gonna do this, this, and this. They're gonna forget about the paper.
Exactly.
If
and
you just like
put more
change
pressure
the
on
scenario.
them. Exactly. So I have, closing it out, I have some questions that some Instagram people wanted to know. Let's see. Okay. So you don't see it. You don't cheat.
Okay. No cheating.
At Eileen Gazzo _ what's the worst thing about being a dance teacher?
Oh, this is so sad.
I know. I'm gonna answer too, and it's like, oh.
For me, I think there's a lot of sad things.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the sad things is when you like homegrown that kid and like love that kid, and I think they just seek something else or feel like you can't give them what they offer, so they leave somewhere else thinking that the grass is greener on the other side.
Okay, when that student leaves, I understand that because I've had that done before.
I mean, I don't think it's an end-all be-all. I think you need to do what's best for you. But like when you had them since you were a baby and they leave, that's like.
I know. I mean, I haven't had somebody like per se leave me, but I've had, for example, somebody I don't want to do a solo with you. I want to do a solo with somebody else. And it's
Aw.
like those little. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, I'm gonna cheer on for you, but you know those little heartaches, right? When it's
Yeah.
like, but I've always done a solo for you. We always do good. Why?
I know.
Right?
Their mom telling them something.
So those are little things that I know, like I feel. But my thing, the worst thing about being a dance teacher is not something that's worse. Just when, let's say your student doesn't do as what they wanted to do, and they get off that stage and they're just like in tears, and I just see them as like, there's nothing I could have done.
Yeah.
You know, like I prep you, and whatever
did your
happens
best.
at those 2 minutes.
You know what's also sad too? Adding to that, like when the kid doesn't do well, like the parents, like how the parents kind of like switch up
Yes.
on me.
That
Not in a bad way, just because I get that they're sad, I get that they're frustrated, I get that they invest all their
they
money.
want the results. You know,
They don't get it.
they don't understand the process.
And sometimes they do understand the process, and their kid, you know, necessarily doesn't do as they expected. Still doing great, but I think that's hard too. That's the sad. That's like the burden part. That like we just gotta keep working. There's
I know.
nothing else we could do.
I know. And then as a teacher, there's so many good things about it. I don't want to talk about the worst.
Oh, I
parts
know.
of
I
it.
have 1,000 good things. There's the
I have
the
more
great
good things for
outweigh
sure.
the pros outweigh the cons for sure.
Shadia.alarm wants to know if you know Nicky Jam. What's this? Okay, you know what? I want to know. What's this Nicky Jam fascination?
Nicky Jam, if you're watching this,
What is this Nicky
okay,
Jam?
I love Nicky Jam. I'm a huge
Really?
Nicky Jam fan. Girl, you know Nicky Jam? Because I'm trying to get with Nicky Jam. Belle, you grow up, you dance for Nicky, and you call me a FaceTime. I just need a FaceTime. He could just blow me a little kiss. Whatever. I need to meet Nicky Jam. For Christmas, I got from Amaya, your bestie, she got me a Nicky Jam sweater.
Oh my god.
Like, I just need to meet him, take a picture. He can give me a little kiss if you want. Sorry, Belle.
She's like, what?
It's okay, girl.
There's too many people that have asked about this question. It's your famous, what inspired your famous takeover? Like, how did these takeovers start? If you guys do not know, takeovers is like this thing that I hadn't met you. I would literally, my husband and I would lay down and watch these videos
Wild. I have embarrassed myself on the internet.
for hours and dying of laughter because what you do and what you come up with is so funny. And how did this start?
You know, this is a really good question. I want to say it happened one year. When did this happen?
Did it start the dance award? That's where I thought it started.
Okay, so we have a social media like manager at Dance Unlimited, Haley Jacobs. She's absolutely amazing.
I love her.
She's like amazing at
No,
what she does.
social media game, Dance Unlimited, top notch. Nobody beats it.
That's like Miss Haley. She's like the queen of that. I think Miss Haley just didn't go to a dance awards one time. So Miss Kristen was like, okay, it's just us. It's just me. And I was like, oh, this is my time. This is my time to shine. And she just kind of gave me a free range. I think after she gave me that free range, she was like, what have I done?
Oh my god.
There was no turning back. There was a lot of like hiding the phone because I knew she wasn't going to be on her phone all day. And then she'll just see it at night. That was the best. And then after that, it just became a thing. And then like the dance world just started like communicating with me, and parents were cracking up, and the kids loved it. And then I was like, oh no, we're doing this. And we was
And
just
it's
called
from
a
other
takeover.
studios, right? Like I feel like every studio's input has been part of your like
One time,
everywhere.
I was at the airport, and somebody comes up to me and was like, "You're duck, right?" But I didn't get duck. I didn't like we say DUC, we don't say duck.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, no, I'm Sahara. I'm not duck. Right? She's like, yeah, from duck. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's and I'm like, do you mean DUC? She's like, girl, a takeover. And I'm like, oh my god, a takeover band at
Oh
the
my
airport.
God. That is crazy.
I went to a concert the other day, and they were like, oh my god, Ms Sahara takeover. And I just do it like just to have a blast. Like they're in that studio a lot of hours. I'm in that studio a lot of hours. Like let's just have fun. Let's just have a blast. They're not gonna remember that ballet class, but they're gonna remember what we did on Tuesday. They're gonna remember that I sprayed them down with marshmallows.
That's crazy. I think that alone to talk about that. Your Takeover Tuesdays has blown up. Like
Oh, I'm
everybody.
so happy. I just am
I
literally
mean,
my wild self.
I'm a fan of them, and
Yay.
like I said, I didn't know you, and I was legit like had a blast watching you. I had no idea who you were. I've never had a conversation with you, yet I
Crazy chick on social media.
No,
That's
it
me.
wasn't even crazy chick. It was just like I just loved enjoying and watching it. It felt so genuine. It felt so natural. Like you guys were clearly just having a good time. It didn't feel rehearsed or forced.
No,
and I
and
loved
okay,
it.
so I'm gonna add on to that. So one of the biggest so I have there's no rules for Takeover Tuesdays. So
Okay,
that's what I
that's a
There's
little
no
scary.
rules. I've gotten in trouble for many Takeover Tuesdays, by the way.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's okay. Sorry, Miss Josie. Okay. It comes with it comes with it. You know what I mean? So there's no rules for Takeover Tuesdays.
Uh-huh.
So I'm so grateful for DU because they just let me get my phone and do wild things. Thank you for the DU moms and kids that let me
To
do
understand.
wild things to your children in the middle of a class, to the teachers that have to deal with me. But one of the things is like there's no script. Like I don't walk in on a Tuesday and
Knowing what you're gonna
no,
do.
I never do. Miss Kristen actually hates that. She's like very structured. She's like, what are you doing today? Like she would like to know, and I was like, that's not how it works. I mean, sometimes if they want me to like try food, that's like probably my favorite, that they make me try crazy things. I love doing that. We've got a lot of requests on what they want. I love when they give me requests what to do. That's like my favorite too. And it's just like no rules. I just come in, be raw, genuine. Sometimes I have content, sometimes I don't. And if I have it, great. And if I don't, we're just having fun. We're just having a blast. They just want to be featured. I'll sing on you. I don't know how to sing. As long as we're having a good time, that's the point of Takeover Tuesday.
Awesome. I know that was a question that everybody asked me. I wanted to know too.
Takeover
That was a very popular question when I asked, I'm gonna have you on. Everybody wanted to know about your
Okay,
takeovers.
that's so funny. So if I don't have content, I just need you to know it's because these aren't pre-planned. You know, I'm just going with it.
Awesome. So I want to finish off by kind of just congratulating you and honestly congratulating Dancing Limited as well. I think as another person that goes to a different studio, I think you guys have grown, and I do want to give my like heads up, hats off to you guys. I think you guys are doing great as a company. And any final words that you want to say?
First of all, I'm very grateful for you. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
even thinking of me, the crazy girl from Takeover Tuesday, for coming on
We
here.
had to have you.
Thank you
Social media queen, we had to have.
Thank you to DUC, Dance Unlimited, Miss Josie, Miss Kristen, everybody for opening that platform for me, because if not, I wouldn't have even been sitting here, letting me be myself on social media. A big shout out to you guys. Thank you so much.
Awesome. I appreciate
Very grateful that I could just be myself, teach dance, and be wild. I think that's like a dream for me.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming. This was a blast, and thank you.
Thank you. Yay.